An anniversary or birthday is coming and you don't know what to give your partner? Well, if you have a Cricut, let's just make something. Hey, what's up guys, my name is David and you're watching Atelier Calico, my variety crafting channel. Today we are tackling a Cricut project because those machines are such an endless source of possibilities, and this time I'm going to use mine to make a present for my girlfriend. The idea is to craft a portrait lightbox based on this photo of us. Here's a simulation of what it's going to look like. In short, it's composed of a frame, a set of lights and a paper cut design. I sketched a simplified version of our picture on Illustrator. It's challenging because it has to be minimalist since we are only using 2 tones of paper, but it also needs some details if I want our faces to be recognizable. This is the frame I'm going to be using for the project. It's a simple box frame that I designed myself and cut with my laser. If you'd like to know how to make it, just let me know in the comments. Don't worry though, you can make this project with any box frame. Let's get down to business. The first step is to select which paper I'm going to be using for this project. First, I have some 220 grams black cardstock for the shadow part of the picture and some 200 gram white paper for the background. I'm going to start with the black paper. I'm now laying it down on the standard grip mat using my roller. I'm then importing the file in Cricut Design Space after having exported it in a SVG format from Illustrator. I'm going to be cutting with the Cardstock for Intricate Cuts preset, which runs at a pressure of 200 with 2 passes. We can now let the Cricut work. Yes, our beloved machine did a perfect job, as always. Okay, I will admit it gives me some major headaches sometimes. Before we touch it, one thing to know about the design is that it is composed of 4 parts. In order to position the 3 small parts perfectly on the final product, I'm gonna need to keep these parts of the paper and use them as a reference when assembling. Now that this is out of the way, let's start weeding. It should go without saying, but this design has some really thin lines, so this process has to be done very carefully. Many people dislike weeding, but I find it to be a very meditative activity. It feels so fragile when you hold it. Always a good feeling to nail a challenging cut like this one. Next, I cut a 18 by 18 cm piece out of my white paper for the background. Now, time to glue the main part of the picture onto the background. I'm using some white tacky glue to do that. It doesn't need to be everywhere, only where there's enough space for it. It's easy to find the right position because the corners line up perfectly with the white paper. Once that's in place, I'm going to lay down those 2 parts temporarily on there without gluing them. Next, I can glue the 3 small parts using the holes as a reference. I just have to be careful not to glue them on the adjacent cardstock. I can now remove the temporary parts. Looks good, doesn't it? Now I'm going to glue the picture on the frame. I've included 4 little corner supports so that I have a surface to glue on, and they also reinforce the frame. All I have to do is lay some glue on them and place my picture. I sized the design to fit exactly the dimension of my frame, and you should do so too if you're gonna use a different frame. Optionally, you can also add a sheet of clear acrylic. I have one cut to size for this project, but it's really up to you. The final result will be beautiful even without it. The final step of this side of the lightbox is to attach the front frame. You might not have to do that if you're using a different frame. The last part of our process is to bring some light to this contraption. I'm going to be using this 1 meter long LED strip. I'm simply taping the strip so that it covers as much of the surface as possible. I added a hole in the back cover so that the cable can go out. Lastly, I'm putting the back cover in place. We can now admire the result. Alright guys, that's it for this one. If you'd like me to make a lightbox just like this one but with one of your picture, I would be happy to do so. You can find a link to my Etsy shop in the description. If you enjoyed watching this project or got anything from it, please don't hesitate to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And most importantly, give me some feedback. I'm really eager to know what you thought about it. Until next time, thanks for watching and keep creating.